Well, g'day guys, so out here on a little coastal adventure this weekend. Brought my spear gun with me and we're hoping to jump in the water and grab ourselves a nice little feed for tonight, but there's a fair bit of swell. I wasn't really predicting this and it's quite windy as well, but look, I'm sure we'll find a little place to jump in the water. It's pretty hot today, so pretty keen to get in there, but yeah, we'll go grab a feed and then we'll go find a nice little place to set up camp for tonight. Well, that was a really nice little dive, like a lot better than I was expecting. Like considering how windy it is, there's a fair bit of swell around. I thought the visibility was going to be shocking, but it's actually really good. And it's so warm in the water too, eh? Like, so gorgeous. I could have stayed there for like easily another hour. I was already out there for 2.5 hours. So, but it was a really nice dive. I've got a really nice ludric, good sized one, which is going to be a pretty tasty dinner for tonight. There's also a nice school of Aussie salmon swimming around, but I'd already got my ludrics, so there's no point getting them. And also, they're not really the best tasting, the Aussie salmon, whereas the ludric's going to go pretty well in the dinner for tonight. So yeah, I think it's about time to make a move and go find a camp. It is hot. I am sweating bullets. Oh, I'm sweaty. I don't think I've ever been more happy to finally get to camp. That pack is bloody heavy and it's a warm one today. But yeah, I think I found a camp. Some of you guys might remember this. I camped in this exact spot like, I think it was like 2 years ago, almost exactly, hey. But I decided to come back here I really liked this spot last time, I remember. It's a really pretty little campsite, so tucked amongst all the banksias and the barrelings. It's a nice spot, although it has changed a fair bit. Like the wattle, like the acacia growth is just exploded around here. There's just so much wattle now, which is I don't know, it's kind of choking the area, to be honest. Before this was like quite open. Now it's yeah, pretty dense with wattle. But anyway, I think it's about 4:30, so I'm gonna take a breather, try and catch some breath, and we'll get the hammock set up. Alright, so for the ridgeline, I've just got a little bow line loop on the end of this cord. So wrap that around the tree, and then just pass this line through that loop, and you create another loop, and just put a stick through it, and then just cinch that down. That's a nice quick release as well. And then just on this end, we'll do a chucker's hitch. This is a really good and easy way to set up your ridgeline, and it can all sort of come undone pretty quickly. It's not too much fiddling with it. Man, I am that hot and sticky, eh? I'd love to go for another swim, but I'm actually like pretty deep into the bush here, so it's a bit of a mission to hike back out to the beach. And it's also 5:30 as well, so what I'm going to do is get some fluids into me, pat myself down with a damp cloth, and then we'll also start getting some food on soon, because I've got an entree and a main to sort of cook up with that fish, which I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be bloody tasty, so we'll get that going. I love this little case pocket knife. It's so good for preparing fish, I find. Alright, so I've got two nice fillets. So one of them I'm going to take the skin off, and the other one I'll just leave the skin on. Now I don't really have a filleting knife, so I'm just going to have to try and use this knife. Hopefully it does the job. Might try that little knife. Alright, so what we're going to do is with one fillet we're going to make ceviche, and with the other fillet we'll make fish tacos. Now I've been making quite a few ceviches over summer. I've been really getting into it recently, and they're so bloody tasty. And for those that don't know, ceviche is basically just raw fish that's been cured or kind of cooked, I guess, in lime juice. And you add all different vegetables and fruits and stuff to it, and it just makes it so tasty. I'm pretty sure it's a South American dish. But yeah, you guys might be thinking like, Ludric and ceviche. That sounds terrible, but it's actually not. So there's a podcast called Noob Spiro, and they recently brought out a book called 99 Recipes, or something like that. Anyway, in that it's got a lot of ceviche recipes, and because in our waters, like a good fish for ceviche is like a kingfish, but kingfish are quite big, so if you do get one, you're gonna have a lot of meat. And also around here, you don't really get kingfish that often. They're pretty rare to come by, whereas the Ludric, you find them bloody everywhere, and they're also a good like portion for just one person. So in the book, it sort of shows like kind of what flesh is similar to other species, and it says that Ludric is actually pretty similar to kingfish. So yeah, I had this a couple weeks back and bloody loved it. It's so delicious. So very keen to cook that up. So what we're gonna do is just gotta dice this up, chuck it in a bowl, put some lime juice over it, let it sit for like 45 minutes, and then we'll add some fresh veggies and some fruits. And then after that's done, we'll get stuck into fish tacos. So you just want to dice this up into little chunks. So just at home, just to make life easier, I just juiced about 4 or 5 limes. And you just want to add some salt to it. Just let that sit for like half hour or 45 minutes. You'll start to see the flesh starts to turn pretty white. Alright, so what I might do is I might actually add all this to my cup, because I've got a few more ingredients to put in. I think it's just going to be overflowing in this little bowl. And just some coriander, or some cilantro for you folks overseas. Just some cherry tomatoes. Right, now for the star ingredient, a mango. And this smells absolutely amazing. I wish you guys could smell this. Oh, it smells so good. Just give that a good stir. Right, I think the ceviche is done. And have a go at this. I'm definitely not eating rough tonight. This looks insane. I'm gonna get some of that mango. That is actually delicious. That is so good. I'm honestly surprised like how good Ludric goes in ceviche. Like for a fish that just eats like seaweed, it's actually got a really good flesh, like quite a firm texture to the flesh. Well, not a bad entree. I think it's about time we get on to the main. Well, there's the cicadas. That's so loud. Yeah, so I'm not going to have a fire tonight, even though you are allowed to have a fire here. I'm still just quite hot and sticky, so I don't really want to be sitting around a big fire. But I did bring my Firebox Nano stove with me. So this way it's a little twig stove, so I'm cooking over a good flame, because I'm not a big fan of cooking over gas stoves if I can avoid it. I just don't like the way the gas stove kind of works with the titanium pan. I find it smokes a lot and burns and stuff, whereas cooking over something like this gives off a really nice heat. So yeah, we'll get that going. So this is just one of the old flowers from the banks here. Alright, so there we have it. Nice little fish taco with some red onion, some dry coleslaw, some Caesar dressing and some kiwi fruit. And I know I'm just waiting for the comments to come through about the kiwi fruit and the taco. Every time I do it, I get that many questionable comments about it, but don't knock it till you try it. Although it is meant to be a kiwi salsa. It's based off Jamie Oliver's kiwi salsa, so if you guys want to try it, just Google that, because that's like how you're meant to do it. But I don't have a blender and all the extra ingredients, so what I do is I just chop up the kiwi fruit, chuck it on top, and it actually gives a pretty nice little element to it. So it's just like pineapple on pizza. You either love it or you hate it. Oh, looks so good. Let's dig in. Bloody delicious. Well, I'm definitely eating very well today. Honestly, that kiwi fruit is delicious. Like I said, don't knock it till you try it. There is that bloody fly again. He is huge. Bugger off. Alright, I think it's about time we wrap up the filming. The sun's just about to set. I've got a pretty full belly. There he is. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the morning. Another thing I get a lot of questionable comments about is keeping the skin on the kiwi fruit, and once again, don't knock it till you try it. It's actually really tasty. The first time I had it, like a couple of years ago, I was like, "Are you sure about this?" But I don't know, it seems to have like a lot of flavour or something in the skin. I honestly get like so many comments saying like I'm an absolute savage for leaving the skin on. There are so many of those big black flies flying around this morning. They are absolutely everywhere, and they bite like hell. There's a little mouse, like, I'm not sure if it's a mouse or maybe like, I don't think it was like a little bandicoot, but anyway, it's like a little bush rat thing running around last night. I think it's gone after my fish scraps. And plenty of birds out this morning, which is really nice. Nothing better than just waking up to the sound of birds in the morning. Where is he? Come here. Oh. So I'll just show you guys a quick little trick for when you want to freshen up out in the bush. So this is an acacia or a wattle. If we just take some of its leaves, just like a handful amount. Cool. That should do. Yeah, so the leaves contain saponin. So when you crush them up, and just add a little bit of water to it, you just sort of rub vigorously. You get a really nice soapy lather start to form. So it's a really good way to sort of freshen up when you're out in the bush, because you can get pretty dirty out here, especially when you're dealing with fish and things like that. So yeah, it's a really good way to keep clean. Yeah, so there you go. A pretty handy thing to know. That's the thing about these hike and spear trips, is there is nothing lightweight about it. Like you're literally carrying around lead weights. Bloody heavy pack. Alright, good to go. Alright legends, I think it's about time we got out of here. I'm already starting to like drip in sweat and there are just flies all around me. So yeah, it's been really fun overnight though. So good to get in the ocean yesterday and cook up some good food last night. It's been a really fun trip. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one as well. As always, I want to say a massive thanks for all your support and I'll catch you guys on the next adventure. Hooroo.